Welcome to Digital Dirt, the construction tech podcast, where we dig deep into the tools and tech that are changing the way we build. I'm your host, Sam Reynolds.
And I'm Maya Chen.
Before we jump in, a quick disclaimer for our new listeners. Sam and Maya are fictional characters created for this podcast. Any resemblance to actual construction pros or tech gurus is purely coincidental. Though we like to think we capture the spirit of the industry pretty darn well.
That's right. And while we might not be real people, the problems we're discussing today definitely are. Our listener survey last month revealed that a whopping 68% of you have abandoned at least one construction app in the past year alone.
That's more than 2/3 of our audience, Maya. And having spent 15 years in the trenches before moving to tech consulting, I can't say I'm surprised. Let me paint you a picture that might sound familiar. Your crew shows up on site at 7 a.m. sharp, ready to work. They're standing around waiting for marching orders from the foreman. But there's a problem. Some equipment is missing. So what does the foreman do? Starts tapping away at that fancy new app the office mandated last month.
And let me guess, Sam, the app's just buffering?
Bingo. 10 minutes later, the screen finally loads to show the equipment is on its way. But by then, half the crew has wandered off to find coffee or make calls. And just like that, your whole schedule is pushed back.
From the crew's perspective, that app just became the problem, not the solution. And this scenario plays out on job sites every single day across the country.
Just last month, I visited a commercial project in Denver where the PM told me, and I quote, "We spent 30 grand on this system and everyone's back to texting because the app is too much hassle." 30 grand. That's a lot of concrete, folks.
It's such a waste, especially when these tools are supposed to make life easier, not harder. Today, we're breaking down the 5 main reasons construction apps fail in the field, based on real feedback from actual crews and project managers.
And maybe more importantly, what to look for instead if you're shopping for solutions that won't end up as expensive digital paperweights.
Let's dive into reason number 1. Too many taps don't work in the field.
This is my personal pet peeve, Maya. So many of these apps are clearly designed by people who've never worn work gloves, stood in direct sunlight trying to read a screen, or had concrete dust covering their phone.
Exactly. What takes 2 minutes in an air-conditioned office can easily drag into 10 minutes on a job site. I remember one foreman posting on Reddit that he spends more time clicking through menus than actually assigning tasks.
His exact words were, "If it takes 10 taps just to clock in a worker, the crew gives up." And who can blame them? Time is money on a job site. Every minute spent fighting with an app is a minute not spent building.
The reality is that field apps need to be incredibly streamlined. Big buttons, minimal text entry, and logical workflows that match how crews actually work, not how software developers think they should work.
Moving on to reason number 2, when connectivity kills productivity. This is a biggie.
Oh, this one drives me crazy from a technical perspective. So many apps are built with the assumption that users will have perfect Wi-Fi or 5G coverage at all times.
Which is laughable if you've ever been to an actual construction site. I've been on high-rise projects in downtown areas with 0 bars of service on the lower floors. And don't even get me started on rural or remote sites.
The technical challenge here is real. Building true offline functionality isn't just about storing data locally. It's about handling conflicts when that data eventually syncs back to the server. What happens if 2 people update the same record offline? Whose changes win?
For crews, the consequence is lost data. They fill out a detailed inspection form, hit submit, and nothing happens. The app freezes or crashes. Now, they've got to choose between redoing all that work or skipping it entirely.
And we all know which option most people choose in that situation. This leads directly to those incomplete reports project managers are always complaining about.
Reason number 3, generic apps don't fit construction workflows. This one really gets under my skin.
I see this all the time. Companies try to save money by using general-purpose project management or time-tracking apps instead of construction-specific solutions.
It's like trying to frame a house with a Swiss Army knife. Can you do it? Maybe. Should you? Absolutely not.
The problem is these generic apps treat every industry the same. They don't understand the difference between checking out a laptop and dispatching a skid steer to a job site.
Or the difference between a standard office task and a concrete pour that depends on weather conditions, crew certifications, and equipment availability. Construction has unique workflows that generic apps just can't handle.
Before we continue with our breakdown of app failures, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank our sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by Mind Studio, a platform with hundreds of free, ready-to-use, and easily customizable AI agents to help you get things done.
I've been using Mind Studio myself, and it's been a game changer for productivity. You can download the Mind Studio Chrome extension from mindstudio.ai to get AI superpowers right inside your browser.
Whether you're drafting emails, researching products, or even planning your next project, Mind Studio's AI agents can save you hours. Check them out at mindstudio.ai. Now, back to our breakdown of construction app failures.
All right, let's talk about reason number 4, inflexibility across crew roles.
This is a subtle one, but it causes major headaches. Most apps assume everyone on the team needs the same interface and access to the same information. But does a laborer really need the same view as a foreman?
Definitely not. In real-world conditions, different roles need different tools. A foreman needs to quickly assign equipment and track crew hours. An equipment manager needs to know where machines are and when they're due for maintenance.
And a laborer just wants to clock in, check out their assigned tools, and get to work without jumping through digital hoops.
When apps don't account for these different needs, you end up with interfaces that are either too complex for basic users or too limited for managers. Either way, adoption suffers.
I've seen this play out on mid-size commercial builds, where everyone gets the same generic interface. The foreman spends 10 minutes every morning digging through menus just to dispatch equipment, while laborers skip clocking in altogether because the workflow is buried 3 levels deep.
By the end of the week, you've got incomplete rosters, equipment managers calling the yard for updates, and safety officers still carrying paper forms. It's worse than if you'd never introduced the app at all.
And finally, reason number 5, no training on change management. This one isn't about the technology itself, but how it's implemented.
This is so important. Even the best app will fail if it's just dropped on crews without proper introduction and training.
Construction crews often include a mix of tech-savvy younger workers and veterans who've been building since before smartphones existed. You can't just assume everyone will figure it out on their own.
I interviewed a project manager named Ryan who admitted, "Change is hard. I didn't want to switch to this new software." Everybody was kind of annoyed by the process implementation. That's a common sentiment.
I've seen companies spend 6 figures on software, only to have it collect dust because they skipped the crucial step of getting buy-in from the field teams and training them properly.
1 PM on Reddit put it bluntly. "We rolled out Procore without training. The crews hated it, and adoption never recovered. That's an expensive mistake."
So how do you know if your field app is failing? There are some clear warning signs to watch for.
Absolutely. If you're getting texts saying, "I couldn't get the app to work" every week, that's a red flag. Or if your reports are consistently missing hours or equipment logs, that's another sign.
Here's a big one I see all the time. Rental bills creeping up because assets aren't being tracked properly. When crews don't log owned equipment in the app, teams assume it's unavailable and order rentals just in case.
And my personal favorite warning sign, when foremen say it's easier to just call. That means your app has officially become an obstacle rather than a tool.
So what does a good construction app actually look like? What should you be looking for if you're in the market?
First and foremost, it needs to be offline first in design. This isn't just a nice-to-have feature. It's essential for job site reliability.
Second, it needs simple, role-based workflows. The laborer's view should be dead simple, while managers can have more detailed options.
Third, it needs construction-specific modules. Things like yard-to-site dispatch, preventive maintenance schedules, and crew-based asset assignments. These are fundamental to construction operations.
And finally, it needs to be truly mobile native in design. Large buttons that work with gloves on, high contrast for outdoor visibility, and minimal typing requirements.
Based on forums like Reddit and user communities, construction crews consistently ask for the same features: offline reliability, simple UI, affordable pricing, and integrations with the tools they already use.
And they want role-based dashboards. PMs want cost reports, while laborers just want to check equipment in and out quickly.
The bottom line is that construction apps don't fail because crews are resistant to technology. They fail because they don't deliver what's actually needed on the job site.
Exactly. The right app, implemented with proper training, becomes second nature. It makes jobs easier, faster, and simpler, instead of adding another layer of complexity.
The good news is that developers are starting to catch on. We're seeing more construction-specific solutions built by people who actually understand the industry.
That's right. And next episode, we'll be diving into wearable tech for safety compliance, another area where the gap between promise and reality can be pretty wide.
Don't miss it. And remember, you can submit your own tech questions for future episodes through our website.
Until next time, this is Sam Reynolds.
And Maya Chen.
Reminding you that sometimes the best technology is the kind you barely notice you're using. Keep building, folks.